I feel like I say this every single month, but just checking if he's listening. Yeah, I feel like I say it every single month, but I cannot believe it's already the end of May. I almost completely missed doing this video, and I don't know how that happened. I really don't. But anyway, today I'm going to show you 10 plants that have been exciting me in the month of May. Hello everyone, welcome to my jungle story. I'm Jacqueline, and yeah, we are already the end of May. This is going to actually be a bonus video for you guys because I have the My Botanica videos, and next week it's already the beginning of June, and I want to get this out to you before Lexi's having a good roll around, before the end of May. So I want to show you what's been exciting me. Honestly, this could have been a top 10 like favorite Hoya video, and I probably should make a separate one for that because my Hoyas are going insane. They're actually getting, and I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but they're getting a little bit too big, specifically the ones on trellises. I'm just struggling controlling them. It's been a bit, some of like the thicker stemmed or thicker like tendril Hoyas, I'm just really struggling with controlling them, and they're just, the Hoya australis blondie is actually making its way up the linearis, and every single day I'm moving it and taking it off, but it keeps on finding its way up the linearis. I don't know. But anyway, my top 10. These are in no order whatsoever. I thought it's been a while since I've done them in order, but I can't do it. It's too difficult. It was already hard enough actually just picking 10 because there's so many exciting things happening. I mean, we're coming the end of spring, almost summer, so warmer temperatures, better, longer, more, it's nighttime, so words are like, just like longer days. It's like almost 9 o'clock and it's still pretty light. I have put the grow lights back on for this video, and I can see my camera is having a hard time adjusting to the light, so I hope it's going to be okay. But anyway, I did not want to miss doing this video because it's just so exciting talking about plants that have been exciting me the last month. And although May has felt like a very long month, which is weird, but it's also gone by very, very quickly. Like I remember when I was looking forward to My Botanica, and My Botanica is already over. Like it's just gone so fast. So I'm going to start off with one that I'm going to insert footage of, and it's a little bit of a comeback. This is going to be a list of a couple of comebacks of some plants that have been struggling. But yeah, the first plant I want to talk about is the Philodendron Splendid. That one has given us its biggest leaf ever, and it took quite a while for it to give us that leaf. At the end of summer last year, we did like a chop and extend. Well, no, actually, I think it was the end of autumn. It was the beginning of winter, I'll put it that way. Did a chop and extend, quite a drastic one. Yeah, it had a bit of a setback. Some of the leaves I had to take off because they just looked awful. And I thought this plant was going to kick back in action. It was going to be fun, but obviously it was the beginning of winter. So I think it did kind of go dormant a little bit because it did have a point where a new leaf was going to come out, but that just kind of stopped growing when we did the chop and extend. So yeah, it has only just given us its new leaf, and it's like fully inflated now. It's big, it's huge, but it's such a stunning plant. And I feel like it's such a staple in our collection. It's definitely one of our biggest plants, definitely, but that leaf is just so beautiful. It's still one of our like more easier plants, even though it has taken a while, but I mean, that's normal. We did something quite drastic with that plant at the beginning of winter, so it's normal for it to kind of go dormant a little bit and work on its root system, and it definitely did that, but that new leaf is just stunning. So yeah, that one had to make it onto this list. Well, actually, I'm going to say that this is a honorable mention of Mitch. He's the one who said I should put this one on the list, but I 100% agree. It's got the most beautiful, beautiful leaves. And it's such an easy climbing philodendron. It really, really is. If you don't have a splendid, I would highly, highly recommend that one. Next up, another philodendron, and it is this one. And if you remember this one, this is the Philodendron snowdrift. And I got this quite small at, I think it was the end of the summer last year, or it might have been somewhere in the autumn. I actually don't remember, but I do remember that this was from my last plant haul from, wait, was it? No, I'm not going to say that because I don't remember. But one of my last plant hauls from plants.com, it's actually been a while since I've ordered anything off them, but I feel like I've got almost everything in their shop. Most of my collection is from plants.com, so yeah, I've already got everything, so that's why I've not really been ordering much. But there is actually one that they have that I actually didn't even see at My Botanica. Well, they probably did have it there, but I should have asked. But there's a lot of philodendron that looks similar to the Philodendron patriciae, which is a wish list philodendron that I really want. But I didn't specifically go out and, ask the vendors, which I probably should have. I think it most likely would have been there. But yeah. Anyway, that one is still on their website, so hope that might still be a haul from this year. I don't know. But yeah, the Philodendron snowdrift was teeny tiny when I got it. It was a little plug, and it didn't have much of a root system. I was actually worried that this plant was not going to make it because it had such a small root system for the amount of leaves that it already had. But it has certainly made a comeback. That new leaf is so beautiful, like that pink in the middle. And also on the backs, like it's just so, so pretty. It's a very, very pretty philodendron. And the leaves like eventually like sort of fade to like a more minty. But I feel like now that pink has really started to come out. So yeah, stunning, stunning philodendron. I don't see a lot of root action, if I'm being honest. I do need to water this plant again. But yeah, it's given me quite consistent leaves, but in the root department, it's not done a hell of a lot. I probably could water this a little bit more than I do. But yeah, it's already popping out. It's going to pop out a new leaf there. My camera is going to die. It's typical. As soon as I show you plants, bear with. There we go. Yeah, I was saying there's already like a point where it's going to give a new leaf, and this is still quite soft. And it's so, so pretty. So yeah, of course this one had to make the list. This is living in my IKEA Millsbo tall, and it's living quite close to the grow light. This is obviously, variegated plant. On this leaf you can see like that mintiness quite well. But yeah, it's getting quite high light. But I have noticed lately that my cabinet gets quite warm, so I definitely need to up the watering on this one. I'm actually going to put it to the side so I can water it straight away. But yeah, it seems to be quite a hardy philodendron. It doesn't really seem to mind that I sometimes wait maybe a little bit too long to water it. I can't stop looking at that new leaf. And the fact that it's so close to the grow light just like makes it stand out even more. It's just so, so pretty. I love it. And then next up, another comeback. Also one that Mitch mentioned is this one. Check out the size of this leaf. So this is the Alocasia tandurusa, and I actually chopped, what is it doing here? Anyway, it had 2 leaves and I chopped it off because it had spider mites, and I did treat it, but it wasn't going away. Like I could not get rid of the spider mites. And it does make sense, this plant, the hairs that it has, just the foliage, I'm gonna put it down. It's just very, they get in there and it doesn't matter what you spray it with. Oh, this is still very, very soft, so I'm not gonna touch it too much. But yeah, it's just one that is so susceptible to spider mites. But that new leaf, I'm just like appreciating it and really admiring it as much as I can because I know that this plant is just going to get spider mites again and it's going to be game over. But the fact that it gave us this leaf quite soon after I chopped those 2 leaves, I was very surprised because the tandurusa does not give us leaves very often. I think last year it maybe only gave us like 3 leaves in total, and most of the time it had spider mites as well. But the fact that it's given us that leaf after being beaten up by spider mites and going through the winter and all of that, and it's also been moved a couple of times, but it does get really good light. It actually gets light from this SANSI 36 watt grow light. I've put it on the floor and it really likes that, I think it's definitely helped this plant out. It's living in semi-hydro, the coarse mix from Soil Ninja. And yeah, it's rooted quite nicely. It does have some rotten roots in there, definitely. And I actually need to add water in there, but I need to clean out the water reservoir. There's a lot of dust and sand in there, so that's not going to help the roots out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very surprised by this leaf. Very surprised. I did not see it coming. So it was a very happy surprise this month. I can't get to this plant at the moment. Wait. Next up is this beauty. So this is my ZZ Raven. I got this a couple of months ago. Yeah, when I went with Noriza to Intraturn, they were having a sale. I think it was 25% off all of their houseplants. And I've always wanted a ZZ Raven, but every single time I saw one, it either had pests or they just didn't look very well. And I wanted to get one that I liked the look of because a ZZ Raven, they can be known to be quite slow growers, but this last month, it has been kicking. I just also love it, this like combination, this pot with the dark foliage. I think it's so stinking cute. But I've only watered this plant probably maybe like 3 times since I've had it. It's living in it's a ceramic pot, so this does actually, there's some condensation on there, and I watered it like definitely 2 weeks ago. I can see new roots there, oh my word. Look, there's a new root there popping out. Yeah, you can see the condensation. That's just from it, like there's no water in the bottom, but it's just from it being in the ceramic pot. But do you see, like here, and there, here as well, like there's just new growth everywhere. It's just amazing. That's actually a new shoot. Yeah, this plant was doing nothing for me until May. It's obviously the month for the ZZ plant because I'm just blown away. It's living in the middle of my kitchen island behind my humidifier. And we have on this side here a north-facing window, on that side the south-facing window. But yeah, it's in the center of the room, so it's getting very low light. And it's just been doing so well. I thought maybe it was because of that, but it's obviously acclimated to that spot. I don't know. I mean, I have seen from other people growing this plant that they also keep it in quite low light conditions, but I could never really find any more like information on whether or well it did well in lower light. So it was just kind of like a little bit of an experiment. But my mom has the regular one, and her one also grows like crazy. It just loves the spot that it's in, and it's also not getting the highest amount of light, but it's still getting a decent amount. More than what I'm giving it, definitely. So I thought maybe it was because of that. But the fact that it's kicking into action now, I'm like not moving it. I'm really liking it in the middle of this kitchen island. It's just like that little extra pop. This pot doesn't actually fit properly in here, but anyway. I let it rest. Oh, Lexi. Oh, my girl. Do you need to go outside? Because that's stinky. That's very stinky. Go do poo. Go do poo. That's nasty. Yeah, she definitely needed to go. She just passed by me and oh my word. I'm glad that I had the patience and I waited to see what this plant could do in this spot. I've had this for a couple of months, so it's definitely a patience is key. And I knew it would be with this plant. I mean, I just liked the dark foliage and the fact that it was such an easygoing plant because you only have to water it like maybe once every, like what? I definitely go more than a month.
watering this plant, but also because I can see there's a lot of condensation always on the outside of the pot. I'm like, well, there's definitely moisture in there, so it doesn't actually need as much as I think that it would. So yeah, as soon as I see there's no more like condensation and it's been over a month, then I water this plant. And I usually actually just give it a shower at the same time, because this one can get, it's got very like glossy leaves and it can get quite dusty. So yeah, I just kind of give it a shower. So this plant also doesn't really get a lot of nutrients either. But it seems to be such an easygoing plant. I'm gonna put it back. Okay, next up is this little baby. Well, little baby, this thing has grown like crazy. Oh, there you go. I'll let her out and now she's gonna start barking. This is my little variegated, is it bear paw? Bear paw, isn't it? Yeah. And it has grown so much. So much. It is so full. It's just one stem. Yeah, it is. It's just one. But I just think it's so cute. And it's so soft and fuzzy. I try not to touch this plant as much, which is very, very difficult. But just because the leaves of this one are very, very like thick and, well, yeah, it's a succulent, you know, it's succulent-y. But they can like drop off very easily. It's quite a fragile plant actually, but it's so hard not to touch it because it's so soft and stinking cute. And this side is quite highly variegated, yeah. But yeah, I actually started noticing it started giving me like smaller growth, like smaller paws. I started giving it like a little bit more light, like more of a prams. It wasn't the south-facing window, and it's been living there since I've had it. But where I've moved it now, it gets sun for like a longer period of time, whereas before it might have been like an hour or something less. And it has actually made a difference, because I have noticed at the top there that the growth, well, yeah, like the little paws, that they have grown quite a bit. I mean, that they're coming out bigger. So it is helping. I don't see any like roots at the bottom, but honestly, this is also a plant that, honestly, I actually don't know how much water this would really need. I just water it once a month, or whenever I think, oh, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? That's usually what I do with this plant. I don't actually set a schedule on this one. Usually I do with my cacti and my succulents, but with this one, it's just kind of very, very random. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks. It also does depend on the weather. If it's been really, really sunny and hot, well, not necessarily hot. It can be sunny and be quite cold outside, but that south-facing window is like an oven. If it's just been like more sunny, less overcast, then I will go ahead and water this one a little bit more. And so far, it seems to be happy with how I'm taking care of it. So yeah, I don't know if you can see, but it's just like one, you can see there, it's just like one stem. And it's so thick. It's so cute. So cute. So yeah, I had to make the list. It's been growing like crazy this last month. And then let's mix it up, is this boba. I never thought that this one would be on a favorites list, if I'm being honest, because it's been giving me drama. I've had this plant for over a year and it's been pretty much the same size since I've gotten it. This is the Anthurium Queen of Hearts, and I got this from Casa Botanica, yeah, over a year ago. I paid quite a lot of money for this as well. Then this was like close to the, I think I paid between 70 to 80 euros. Now you can get one of these for like bigger than this, a good size, for like 40, 50 euros. But yeah, this one has been giving me a little bit of drama. I definitely think this one is a dud, because if I look at others, like even at My Botanica, it just seems to be a beast, and mine is not. But this is the first leaf that it's given me. It's, yeah, the lighting is not going to do it justice now, because I've got grow lights there, grow lights behind me, because it's like almost dark. It's nighttime, so yeah, the camera is working overtime, but it's definitely not going to pick up how dark this is. And it's like my first one. This has given me probably about 2 new leaves, and they were always deformed or came out funny. And then it gave me this leaf, which was promising. And then after that leaf, it gave me another leaf that was just, wasn't good. And then it gave me that leaf. And what I've been doing different with this plant is I've been giving it more light. I think it was being shadowed too much by other anthuriums it's living in my IKEA Millsburg tall. And yeah, I've actually put it on like a shelf, so it's a little bit higher. And since doing that, it's given me that leaf. So it does seem to like, I mean, I know that the mother Planspectrum grow lights, that they aren't like as strong as like a SANSI grow light. So, and it was definitely living in very low light conditions because of all the other anthuriums that were way, way bigger than this plant. It was just blocking, it was just blocking too much light. And I do have, it doesn't really seem to be one that roots like crazy. I don't know. But there's a root there and one there that I can see. And for the rest, I can't see anything. And it's been in this pot for over 6 months now. So I don't know, to me, that's weird. Like anthuriums that I've had in a pot for over 6 months, like they've rooted like crazy. But this one is definitely a little bit more dramatic. Is a little bit more of a, I don't know, a difficult one out of all of the different species of Anthurium. So, but I'm very excited about that. Very excited. It's promising. It's very promising. So yeah, that's been really exciting me this last month. It does seem like it's doing something here as well. If you can see there. So we shall see. We shall see. I think I need to add some more soil at the top here. This one also needs water. That's for sure. That could also maybe a thing, is I'm not watering it enough, but I don't know. No, it still feels quite moist in there. I don't know. Maybe it's just a dud. Maybe I just got unlucky. That can happen. But it's very promising. I'm excited about that. So I'm going to water that one as well. Next up, this is the only, is it the only? Oh my word, it is. How did that happen? I don't know. Others have just been exciting me more, I guess. Like I said, I could make a top 10 Hoya one, but this one, out of all my Hoyas, is definitely the last month been exciting me the most. And now the camera is not going to do it justice. It's not. So I'll pop in a picture of how purple this plant actually is, but it is incredibly sunstressed. So this is my Hoya sigillatis. This is the more rounder leaf version. Oh, very wobbly in there. Let me take you out before I knock you over. This is also one that doesn't seem to root like crazy. Again, I need to water it. But I gave it a new spot this year, the beginning of the growing season, and we've had a lot of sun, and the result of that is that it's gone incredibly purple. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to put in footage because the camera's not picking it up right now, but it is so purple. It's been growing like crazy. It's been giving me really nice big leaves. It's just, yeah, it definitely took a while. Like it took a while for this one. What are you? Are you a mealy? Are you a mealy? Are you? No. This one does have a lot of it gets a lot of those bumps on the stem, and I really sometimes mistake it for mealies, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. That's just a bump. Oh, you do have, there's a spider living on you. You need a shower. Oh, there's a spider living on here. That's what that is. It's just fluff. It's collected fluff. Can you see? There's like a web here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. But yeah, I think I mentioned this one in my last favorites video, that this was probably going to be in my next favorites, and definitely it just gets more and more purple. It does make me a little bit nervous. I sometimes think, well, how purple can it get until it starts to burn? That does make me a little bit nervous. But it seems to kind of settled a little bit. We have had more days now where it's been raining and overcast, so yeah, maybe in the summer I'll have to keep a closer eye on it. I don't know, but the purple of this plant is just amazing, and it's been growing like crazy as well. It's been doing really, really well. One that I would definitely say have patience with if you have it, because it took a very long time for this one to settle and to establish. So definitely one to have patience with, definitely. But I highly recommend, because That sun stressing is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. I'm just going to give that one a shower after the video. And then this one. So this is, I don't know what this is. If anyone knows what this is, I'll see if I can try and find it. But this was part of a mixed tray of cacti at my work. And I've actually never seen this one again in the mixed tray. So I feel very, very lucky to have this. Sometimes you can get some like interesting finds there. But I have no idea what this is, but it's going to flower. There's 2 other bumps as well where it looks like it's going to flower from. Mixing Dutch here. You can tell it's night time just by my vocabulary. But it's so pretty. It's like a dark purple that it's got to it, but I cannot wait for that flower to open. Yeah, I've been watching this like a hawk. When I got it, it had a bump like that one here. And at first I thought, okay, I'm going to bring it home and it's probably going to have a really hard time and maybe drop that because it's, you know, in a different environment. At work, it's, you know, it's a greenhouse. It's warm there. The humidity is high. Yeah, the cacti and the succulents just got absolutely insane at my work. So I thought, oh no, it's going to drop that. But when I saw this and I thought, oh, it's a really, really pretty one. It really is. Like it's I don't know, I just cannot stop looking at it. It's a very unique one, and I've never seen it before. And I have been keeping my eye out if they have any more, like in mixed trays. I keep on ordering them. I mean, yeah, we have to order mixed trays anyway because they're like the most interesting ones. The same with the succulents. I've gotten some really interesting succulents from my work just from a mixed tray. So I always keep an eye on them, but I cannot wait for that flower to open. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a houseplant walkthrough again within the next week or 2 weeks. So maybe it'll open then and I'll pop it then, but I will definitely post this on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and check me out there. But yeah, I post a lot of like stories and a lot more pictures and all of that just to document everything, my whole journey. But I'm so excited about that. I think it's so cool. So yeah, I'm actually going to have a look at the root system. What's also really nice is that this is not like a super, super spiky one. It doesn't have the most amazing root system. Made a mess everywhere, but yeah. It's going to bloom another 2 times, maybe 3 times after this one. Maybe 3 times. I don't know, but it's been doing really, really well. I've only watered this once since I've had it. I wanted to put this in my little like cacti garden that I wanted to make. But when I saw that it was going to bloom, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous to like repot it now because it's obviously, you know, putting a lot of its energy into blooming. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wait like a little bit longer or maybe I won't have the patience. You never know. Sometimes I can be in a mood like, okay, I'm going to do it. And sometimes I'll just put it off and put it off and put it off. But yeah, so exciting. If anyone knows the name of that one, I'll see if I can find it. But honestly, like I said, it was just on a mixed tray. But if anyone knows, pop it in the comments. And then another Alocasia, and this is quite a new addition, is this one. This is my Alocasia lukiwan, and this is quite a new addition. I got this, I did. I got this month at the beginning, or maybe the end of April. Or maybe the beginning of May, I don't know. But yeah, this one was looking a little bit sad at work, and it just kind of screamed out to me. And ever since we ordered it, I have been eyeing this one up, because it does remind me a little bit of like the sinuata, and I don't have the sinuata anymore. I tried. I really, really tried with that plant, and I just couldn't grow it. I just really couldn't grow it. And I like that this one's got the same like type of texture, but then with that like lobing, it looks like it reminds me also of the Mickey Mouse. The one that's not an Alocasia, is it? That's a Zamio, I don't know. But yeah, it reminds me of that one as well, which is also one that I've tried to grow and it just wasn't happy. So it's kind of like the best of like, you know, best of both worlds. It's reminding me of both of those plants that I can't grow. And this one seems to be very, very easy. This was also, when you look up the lukiwan online, it is really expensive. And this was 12 euros at my work. So they haven't had them on the website for quite a while. So it was definitely, you know, like a one-off. Well, not a one-off. You know, next time we'll have them, I will order them again. But it doesn't seem to be a very popular one, and it's only 12 euros. But I don't know. It was just, I also wanted to see, because I recently have, like in the last couple of months, the alocasias that I've gotten seem to be quite dramatic and a little bit of like drama queens. And I've lost some of them. So I wanted to see how this one would like fare at work, and it's a very, very hardy one. Like it tolerates being underwatered. It tolerates being moved a lot, because yeah, we do move plants a lot, like in different pots to make like different presentations. So it seems to be quite a hardy one. And ever since I brought it home, it's just been thriving as well. I think it was maybe at the end of April, but anywho, I've had this plant for about a month. And I repotted it. I put it in the Alocasia mix from Cibotanica. And it is, they were like, you couldn't see any roots on the outside when I repotted it. And look at all of that in the space of a month. It's just like amazing. Yeah, it's doing really well. It seems to be quite an easy Alocasia. And it's giving me a new leaf, which looks like it's going to be a beast. Yeah, the ones at work also give leaves quite frequently, so I'm not surprised. But I thought after I repotted it, I put it in quite a big pot compared to what it was. I don't know, I thought it was going to have a hard time. I also noticed that the roots were a little bit more of like the spindly type, which also made me nervous, because my Alocasia that have more spindly roots are usually the more dramatic ones. But that's not the case with this one. So that's really promising and gives me hope. It kind of restores my faith and my care for Alocasia. If you haven't noticed, I haven't made like an actual Alocasia care guide video, because they are, I don't know, I've been struggling with the Alocasia lately. They're still my favorite genus, 100%. I don't think that's ever going to change. But I've been struggling with them. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have been struggling with them. Just like the ones in pon are just not happy. I don't know why. I'm having a hard time with pon and Alocasia lately. Some of them are just thriving, and then some of them I'm having more of a hard time with. A part of me thinks it might be me like giving too much love, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. I feel like some of them I'm starting to suss them out, but it's definitely been like a learning curve with the Alocasia again. I feel like there's constantly something new to learn. There is. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have been struggling with them a bit. So the fact that this one's doing so great and it's quite a new one, it excites me. I'm very happy about it. And this Alocasia mix from Cibotanica has saved my butt with a lot of my more difficult Alocasia. So I feel like I made a good call putting it in this soil mix. But yeah, this one, without a doubt, had to be on the list. And then last up, we are finishing the video with the biggest one. So this is my Monstera albo. This was the cutting that I won in October at the Plant Lovers Day. And it has been doing so well. So well. I'm going to show you. It honestly thought there would be like more roots because of the amazing growth. But this one did not have like a lot of roots when I put it in this pot, and I did straight away put it in a very, very big pot. I can't see roots at the bottom though. I have to be careful. This is a very like chunky mix. Can you see there? Some roots. And I thought I would see more. Like if I compare it to my Thai constellation, that one roots like crazy. It always works on roots first before any foliage. But yeah, it's given me, since I've had it, 1, 2, 3 new leaves. They are like a little bit smaller, but that is to be expected. This was a top cut, but it seems to be like this here, this leaf here. It's still a little bit soft, is the latest leaf, but it's just the variegation on this one that is so stunning. It's like a beautiful specimen of the albo. It really is. It's got stunning variegation. I was a little bit nervous, like this leaf here at the top. had a lot of white like on the corner, and that always makes me nervous because that like browns very quickly from what I've experienced from the Monstera albo in the past. But there is a little bit of browning, there is, but it's not what I was used to before. It's more like browning from, I think it was rubbing up against the wrong way, like rubbing up against the leaf. Because all of the other parts, like there's a leaf down here, this one here, there's a lot of white on there, and almost like there is a point there that's a little bit brown. But the first ever Monstera albo that I had used to brown so quickly that that leaf would have already been dead. And the fact that it's hanged on to all of its leaves, I don't know, it was definitely a very, very good top cut that they took of a very, very beautiful one. What are you? Are you a bug? Is it moving? It's nighttime, so I'm like struggling to see. No. I have been like making sure I do like preventative measures, because this one is also right up against the north facing window, and that window is open a lot. So if there's going to be any pests that are going to come in, it's definitely going to come in and come onto this plant. So yeah, I actually have a really long aerial reacher. I need to maybe like try and, it needs to get a little bit longer, then I can divert it downwards. But I also need to water this plant. So yeah, doing these videos also makes me pay attention to the plants and actually see when it needs water. But yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does. I don't think that was a pest. I don't know. I'm doubting myself now. It wasn't moving. No, it's also standing next to other plants with like moss poles. I think that might have just been like a little bit of moss. I always really struggle to see at the end of the day. I don't think that's pests. Either way, I'll just give it like a good clean with my preventative and it should be okay. But yeah, this one is without a doubt been on my favorites list probably a couple of times now, hasn't it? I don't know how many times. It definitely has already been. But it's just like a plant that I wasn't necessarily like looking out for, but I'm very happy that I've got it and that I want it. It just makes it that much more special. It's also a really nice memory of that day because I had such a nice time. That was actually the first time that I met up with Noriza. So yeah, a really great day and a great memory from that day. Definitely. But yeah, so far it's quite far up the pole already. It's doing very, very well. Has it attached itself to the, no. But yeah, I've had to do nothing and it's already like made its way up the pole by itself with no extra help. Yeah, I'm glad I made this decision because I don't want this one to like size up necessarily. I also think these giant roots would eventually just make the moss pole like too heavy. So I don't know, I'm glad I made that decision. But yeah, stunning plant, stunning plant. I'm getting hot. It's so humid. Yeah, it's like almost dark now, which is the perfect, my camera's like flashing because it's trying so hard with the lighting. But yeah, did I cover everything? Yes, I did. So those were my top 10 favorite plants of May. I'm like, oh, I can feel like a sweat coming on. It is so humid. I need to open the window again, but it's raining so loud that I'm scared the mic is gonna pick it up. Anyway, Jacqueline, stop rambling. Yeah, those are my favorites of May. Plants that have just been catching my eye. Plants that were for a very long time not doing very well for me. So I'm appreciating them. Even though it's not like a huge difference, it's still positive. It's still good. And I will probably, I will definitely keep you guys updated on this plant. See how it does. But there is something happening there, which is exciting. I shouldn't fiddle too much, but I can't help it. Okay, I can't see anything yet, but yeah, this leaf is not fresh anymore. That's hardened off. Anyway, yeah, just exciting things. A couple of the plants are like more newer plants, but I honestly could have probably made a top 20 list, but I try and keep it down to 10 just because otherwise these videos would be way too long. And like I said, this is going to be a bonus video for you guys. But I just, I wanted to talk about my favorites of this month. And it's also really nice to document their growth and how they're doing. And it's nice to get like stories like this, like comeback stories. Same with the splendid and the tandurusa. Those were plants that for a very long time were doing absolutely nothing, that were struggling. I think the tandurusa was actually in my last struggle video, so you know, it's nice to see that they're coming back. And like I said, the tandurusa will probably within a couple of weeks' time have spider mites again. If not, maybe next week. That plant always gets spider mites. But the new leaves, you gotta appreciate them. They're just so beautiful. I actually at one point almost wanted to give up with that plant. I really, really did. But that's actually Mitch's plant, so I know he will never get rid of that one. He grew that one from a seed, not a corm, but like an actual seed. So we've been through the works with that plant. So yeah, it's definitely going to be one that stays in our collection. We're just going to have to deal with the spider mites and just chop it every now and then. But it seems to be okay. It's definitely quite a mature one. I think it's, you know, I think it's just going to bounce back every single time we chop it when it gets spider mites. But anyway, I've rambled on way too much. I sometimes wonder, like, are these videos even interesting? Do you like me rambling on about my plants? But I don't know. I don't want to like miss a favorites video because I love also looking back at them, because there are sometimes favorites videos of plants that were doing so well and now they're struggling, and I just sometimes learn something from them as well, like things that I forget. And I also really love making these videos to actually hear your favorites. I am always like, whenever you guys comment about plants and all that, I'm always like Googling them and looking them up and doing research on them. I just love doing that. So definitely leave your favorites of May in the comments. I would love to hear them. If you watch this video all the way to the end, let's leave a white heart, because I have a couple of variegated plants here. I have three. I have 3 variegated plants that's got white variegation on it. So yeah, leave a white heart in the comments. It lets me know that you watched all the way to the end. And if you did, thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and check, because most of the time you think you're subscribed, but you're actually not. It's just YouTube's algorithm. It's for free for you guys, but it does really, really support my channel. So go ahead and check. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.